We can cross now to our correspondent in Beirut, Layla Milan Alan. Hello, thank you for being with us. Tell us more first about Nasrallah's speech.
Yeah, so he started, of course, by lauding Qassem Soleimani and the other major person who was killed in that attack on Friday, who is Abu Mahdi al-Mohandes, who was the head of those Iraqi militias. They were both killed in Baghdad, and he started by lauding them both as martyrs. He said that Qassem Soleimani had always wanted to die a martyr. He had told this to him himself, describing their close relationship, and said for him this was wonderful. He had achieved the ultimate in his fight against America and his fight for the region. So he began like that. He said that many had responded to this attack by saying that what they must immediately do in response, Iran and its allies, must be to kill somebody on the level of Soleimani in the American government. But he said there is no one like Soleimani. There was nobody as important, nobody as influential as him in the American government. He simply was one of a kind. So lots of paying him tribute there for all that he thinks that he has done for the region. And then he went on to say that what he thought America was trying to do here was firstly to win votes, because he said that Trump's policy, foreign policy in the Middle East has been such a disaster over the last few years that this was a last-ditch, weak attempt, this assassination, to try and garner some votes for the next US election. And he said Trump is too afraid of war directly with Iran, so instead he tried to take out the top military leader. He said that America hopes this will make all of Iran's infrastructure, these proxy militias across the Middle East, crumble, but instead what will happen is the resistance axis will fight back harder. What he means by that is this grouping of countries that has militias funded by Iran in it, all of whom Soleimani helped with, trained, and that's Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and also Yemen and Gaza as well, and Afghanistan, spreading all the way across. So he said they must all rise up and fight back against them. He then carried on to say that the only way to deal with this is to expel all US troops from the region. Of course, this happened just as Iraqi MPs voted to do just that. And he said that if they can't be expelled like that, it must be done by force. He said, although the US is saying that US civilians in the Middle East are under threat, they must not be attacked. That would not be fair, and that would only play into Trump's hands. But all military targets, bases, ships, any officer, any soldier across the region is now fair game. And he ended with a very severe threat saying they came in, these soldiers, vertically, but they will leave horizontally in coffins.
Now, as you mentioned, Nasrallah had high praise regarding Soleimani. Why is he so important from Hezbollah's perspective?
So this comes back, it's partly because of how important Iran is to Hezbollah. Now, Soleimani ran both the military and foreign policy, really, for Iran across the region for 2 decades. But Iran has been funding money towards Hezbollah and training Hezbollah fighters for many years now. And one of the other things they've been doing is funding money into the south of Lebanon that's heavily Shia-dominated to help Hezbollah with its popularity there. So they pay salaries, they build infrastructure. All of that has helped them within Lebanon. So Iran is in many ways seen as taking care of the Shia community in Lebanon, which was historically disenfranchised before Hezbollah came about and Iran started funding them here. As part of that, Soleimani, many people said to me today at that funeral ceremony, he was a father to us, just like Nasrallah is. Soleimani was another father. He looked after us. He took care of our interests in the region. He came here. He was, of course, he was a great hero from the Iran-Iraq war and is seen as a military hero. And so his training was of great value to Hezbollah fighters here, to troops. And one of their main things, of course, that Hezbollah stand for is the resistance against Israel. And one of the things that Soleimani is most remembered for is the fact that in 2006, when Israel invaded Lebanon and began a bombing campaign, Soleimani came here himself and he led the Hezbollah fighters' resistance, as they call it, back against that Israeli invasion. So he's really remembered as caring deeply about the Lebanese Shia. That's how all of those people today felt. And I saw tears and great emotion from them as they said how furious and hurt they were at the loss of him and at the fact that America had carried out this action.
Layla Milan Alan reporting there from Beirut. Thank you very much for that.